What's going on, everybody? Giant Opinion Sports here. Huge news at a Giants land today. Patrick Graham doesn't get a head coaching job. He's expected to return as a defensive coordinator. That's great news. Graham has really gotten this defense turned around. The only reason the Giants have even been competitive the last two seasons is this defense. Now, I did see a bunch of Giants fans that wanted Wink Martindale from the Ravens, but I didn't think that was a good fit. We saw this past season more often than not. When the Giants blitzed, they got cooked. The team really isn't built to run a blitz-heavy defensive scheme. They are more of a too-high cover 3 defense. Now, don't get me wrong. Patrick Graham definitely mixed it up more in 2021 than he did his first year. And the team can bring in players that could work in a more heavy blitz team. But we're ahead of the curve already, with the scheme that's in place. Defense is ready to contribute to winning. And when they're on, they're on. They can shut down anybody. I know Wink is a storied defensive coordinator, but there would have had to been a lot of personnel leaving here and being brought in, to run his system the way he wants it. I think it was the right move. Now we get to build on what's here, and I am excited. I thought this was a possibility if Daboll was hired, because they have a New England connection. But it just still felt good to hear it come out of Daboll's mouth in the press conference. We went from one of the worst defenses in 2019 with James Bettcher, was awful, to the 9th defense in 2020. They had a little setback last year, but even with the offense completely falling apart when Daniel Jones went down and a slow start, they only allowed 2.2 more points a game in 2021 compared to 2020. And there was injuries on top of that, which was like a few pretty good players. Blake Martinez, Jabril Peppers, they were big losses. Adoree Jackson and James Bradbury both missed time as well. And you got to remember, how many times was the offense throwing pick sixes to compile to that? In some ways, they were a much better team down the stretch this year than they were in 2020. But listen, with Patrick Graham coming back, I think that gives us a better odds of winning a couple more games next season. Remember, the Giants have a last place schedule coming up here, and I'm not predicting that as of yet. And Patrick Graham is a finalist to get the Vikings head coach job, so it's not 100%. So that's just not a done deal. Now, I've said repeatedly the last couple weeks that I'll hold back my expectations and overall excitement until I see who Brian Daboll brings in. Well, this is a good start, in my opinion. The defensive coordinator was the biggest domino to fall, because I think we all know by now Daboll is probably going to be heavily involved in the offensive side of the ball. So with it not being set in stone, so good chance Graham comes back. But I thought Daboll's press conference was good. It would have been a miscalculation for Daboll to come in here, and have a raw attitude. He seemed laid back, down to earth. It seems like he'll be fine with the New York media. There's no need to say more to the media than you need to. And that's what got Joe Judge in trouble. Joe wanted to try and educate the media, when in reality, they don't give a shit about that. Any of that. They are just looking for a juicy story. So Daboll was short with his answers. I like that. And he was right to the point. But listen, so good so far, Giants fans. This has all gone better than I predicted it would when Gettleman and Joe Judge were fired. So now we just need ownership to keep writing checks and stay in their office and stay away from the football operations. Next domino to fall will probably be the OC. Let's see how that turns out. I imagine Patrick Graham will keep a bunch of his assistants on the defensive side. I got no problem with that. Them guys been stellar. I do want to see some new blood come in, bring in some young coaches and start developing them. That's a big part of having long-term success. You need to be developing your young coaches right along with the players. When the team turns around and starts winning, other teams will come running to poach your coaching staff. So it's important. That's all I got today, folks. As soon as we have more information, I'll have another video. Still very early in the off season, very early in the process, and I predict I'll have a ton more Giants videos. There you go. That's a prediction for you. That's it for me. Subscribe if you're new and you're still listening. Why have you not subscribed yet? That's it, folks. Peace. Stay safe.